Hi everybody, welcome to 5 Minute Ministries. Now last time I talked about dangerous faith, but today I'm going to talk about bold faith. Now there is a difference. Now if you listen to dangerous faith, you may get the idea that the things I talked about are bold. However, Jesus tells us you are not to put the Lord your God to the test. Now I'm not talking about putting God to the test. What I'm talking about, as far as bold faith goes, is how you express your faith boldly. What it means to have faith that is bold, faith that is not only strong, but admirable. And I'll get into that in a moment. Now I'm going to tell a story I may have said before, I'm not sure, but you may have heard it too. There's a man who had a tightrope across Niagara Falls, and he walked across it and he walked back. And he took a wheelbarrow and he walked the wheelbarrow across and walked it back. Then he said to the crowd, "How many of you think I can take a man in this wheelbarrow and walk him across and bring him back safely?" And the crowd cheers and they say, "Yes, we believe it." And then he says, "Okay, who's first?" And nobody gets in the wheelbarrow. Now the idea here is they had all this faith or belief that this man could do it, but they really didn't have faith that he could do it with them. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. See, God has plans and purposes for each one of us. Now we believe God is in control of it all. We say we trust God, that we have faith in who He is and what He does, but we won't, quote, get in the wheelbarrow. We don't trust Him. See, bold faith is the idea of going out and sharing God's Word regardless of what the consequences might be. It's going out to another country where God sends you, or going across the street where God sends you. It's about ministering to your family and friends. It's about doing what's right when the world says it's wrong. It's standing up against sin when the world says it's okay. It's taking the time to reach the unreachable and to love the unlovable. It's taking the promises of God, not only believing in them, but act like we do. We are to go out and to witness to those who might even ridicule us, who might attack us, might even put us in prison, or might even kill us. That is what bold faith is all about. No matter what happens to us, we are doing God's will and we are fulfilling God's calling on our lives. Now, it takes boldness to do that. We are to leave our comfort zone. It's easy to sit in the pew, hear the sermon, sing the songs, and go home. But when you walk out the doors of your church, your job is to live all the things that you said, all the things that you've heard, and in some cases, all the things that you sang about. That's what bold faith does. Bold faith takes a step out and tries to reach others with God's love, regardless of what others may do or do to us or say about us. Now, God does ask some difficult things sometimes, but that's where bold faith comes in. We take the step forward. When I think about bold faith, I think about in the book of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now they were told to bow down and worship the statue Nebuchadnezzar set up. But they said, "We will not bow down to your statue." He says, "I'm going to throw you in the furnace." And they said, "Well, God is able to rescue us, and He will. But even if He doesn't, we will not bow down to your statue." Now, if you want to read more bold faith, go to Hebrews 11, and there's a list of bold people who took their faith seriously and believed what God had told them. Now, they may not have seen everything that God said was going to happen, but they believed that God was going to do it, even if they never saw it in their lifetime. And we, as followers of Christ, are to be bold. And even if we're hated, even if we lose a relationship, or even our job, or even our life, we are to continually spread His word and share His love and stand up against sin according to His word. no matter what anyone else is doing. We are to do it with love and compassion for the people we're talking to, but we are to do it with boldness, knowing that God has our back no matter what happens to us. And that is bold faith. And this has been 5 Minute Ministries, and I'll see you next time.